The traditional Democratic Party of the past is officially dead and buried. It has been completely hijacked by a new generation of radical socialists who continue to force extreme, progressive policies that everyday Americans have repeatedly rejected at the ballot box. The Five just completely tore this fake moderate facade to shreds. Before we look at the team exposing this leftist transformation, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe right now. Let's get right into it.
One of the things that brought me into starting my PhD program was finally coming to the realization that we were never really going to be able to tackle white supremacy in the way that we need to without reparations. There's anti-Blackness within the Black community as well. And, being able to understand all of these things, I think, is going to be the first step that's necessary before we're able to actually meaningfully fight for reparations. But I do not think we can get any kind of meaningful change without reparations.
If not ICE, how could we deal with the estimated millions of people in this country that didn't come through the proper channels?
ICE is not about immigration. ICE is not about the southern border. ICE is about normalizing paramilitary force on our streets. I've been clear that you can't reform ICE. You can't retrain ICE. You have to abolish ICE.
All right, Dana, you feel strongly.
Well, there was this one thing where Kiros says, the reason I started my PhD program is because she cares about... No, she got fired from a New York law firm because of a whole anti-Israel thing. And so what do you do when you get fired? You have a couple of options. You could try to find another job or you could go to school. And so many of these DSA candidates have this in common. Okay, and then you have all these Democrat socialists talking about white supremacy, and then the camera pans to the audience, and it's all older white ladies. If you look at the statistics in this city in particular, when we just had the primary, the Black and brown neighborhoods did not vote for the DSA candidate. It was the white neighborhoods that did. And so the whole idea that it's white supremacy, and that's what, forget it. Also, Haley Stevens in Michigan is being called a moderate. It sort of just depends on your definition. So she has a 94% progressive record. What is the difference maker between her and Syed that is the real difference maker that matters to Democrats that are voting in this primary? It's Israel and AIPAC. That is the only thing. And that goes back to, again, the narrowing of the tent. I'm sure that they would agree on everything else. The only thing they disagree on is that.
It shouldn't surprise anyone. This young lady's views are not my views. I think as we think about our country and think about ways to make things more affordable, give people more opportunity, give people a chance to enjoy prosperity more. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. I thought the Trump accounts, the best thing the guy's done is the Trump accounts. Democrats, why aren't we out saying the bottom 50% of earners in this country should pay no federal taxes? They pay 3%. They pay 3% of all of the taxes. We should make it zero. Make it zero for people.
It's not gonna help, but okay.
Make it zero, and the way we make the money is 3.3%. But Greg, it is disheartening when you think that half of the workers in this country only pay 3% of the taxes because of the way wealth has been dispersed in our country. We can come back to that. Democrats, this is what we should all be focused on. Now, I'm against these socialist ideas in my party. I'm against those who are espousing what I think are communist ideas because we have to reward work. You have to get the best practices in education and in healthcare and in crime fighting and figure out ways to spread that across the country.
I just like the guy that was in the middle of that interview, the white beta male nod. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I agree. Yes.
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 Oh, yeah. Look at his hands. Yes.
Sometimes people think I'm Seth Rogen, and I tell them that in order to get laid, and it doesn't work. But they're like, "Oh my God, look."
Oh yeah, you're so right.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. You're so wonderful. You guys are so smart. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta feed my cat.
All right. This is a big opportunity for the Democrat Party to reinvent itself by finding its old self, by distancing itself from the DSA, saying, here's what we are and here's what we aren't. They need to regain trust from Democrats. And the Democrats you just talked about, the minorities who are like, what the hell are you doing? We had tried to run away from these people and you were embracing them, you crazy white ladies. What's your problem? Here's a list of the leftist stuff that we keep hearing about. Reparations, police defunding, open borders, ending ICE, trans in bathrooms and sports and prisons, DEI, identity politics, anti-Israel extremism, anti-Semitism. Is this what you want as your Democrat Party? You need the old Democrat mentality, a replay of Clinton 92 to rise, to define what the party is and what the party isn't. If you don't repudiate this socialism now, then the Republicans are going to love doing it in 2028 because in a national election, we will crush you. But right now, you guys have a chance to face the left. Do you pander? Do you fold? Do you fight? Harold? Harold, I'm talking to you. Your party is up against a wall. And they avoided this by burying the postmortem. But now, like a zombie, it's risen up. The postmortem is risen up. It's hungry for brains because it doesn't have any.
Harold Ford Jr. loves to play the reasonable moderate on television. But the second he lays out his actual goals, it's the exact same far-left wealth distribution, just wrapped in a nice suit. You cannot claim socialism has no place in your party while simultaneously arguing that half the country shouldn't pay a single dime in federal income taxes. If half the population gets a total free ride while consuming public services, that is the literal definition of wealth redistribution. Dana Perino absolutely dropped the mic on this entire debate. Aside from supporting Israel, there is zero meaningful difference left between establishment Democrats and radical democratic socialists. They are lockstep on open borders, defunding law enforcement, and pushing for reparations. The true moderates are completely extinct. Notice how they've totally abandoned talking about job creation, deregulation, or actual economic growth. Instead, their entire platform has devolved into attacking Trump, crying about wealth inequality, and bragging about progressive criminal justice reforms that have turned major blue cities into absolute war zones. Ending cash bail didn't fix the system. It just coddled violent criminals and left law-abiding citizens completely unprotected. From skyrocketing healthcare premiums under the ACA to astronomical college tuition driven by federal student loans, every single time these elites intervene to help, they destroy the industry. F. Kennedy would be labeled a right-wing extremist by today's woke standards. The progressive wing is driving the bus now, and leaders like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are just along for the ride because they are utterly terrified of getting primaried by a Marxist. You cannot tax a nation into prosperity, punishing success and investment only dries up jobs. Capitalism is the only system that works, and if the left keeps running on printing trillions for failing programs, they are going to trigger a massive red wave from hardworking Americans who are completely exhausted by this leftist economic experimentation. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, share this video everywhere, and subscribe to keep the truth moving. Let me know in the comments if you think the moderate Democrat is officially extinct. See y'all in the next one. Bye.